Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us once again for the Departures Lounge. I don't know how many we've done so far, but it's been really fun each week. We're really excited to see what each of our presenters has to share with us. So this week we have the lovely Eva Horn. And I was very lucky to meet Eva, I don't know how many years ago, many years ago on a river cruise in the south of France. And she's with a different company now representing Azamara. So we know that Eva would only represent the best. So she is here today. She is here today to tell us all about Azamara Cruises and about our special event that we have coming next week. So Eva, tell us a little about how you,
Kathy, who are you?
Oh, yeah. Who am I? I'm Kathy Larson. I'm co-owner of Departures in Sydney. Thank you, Kathy. And Kathy Scott, my other half of my brain, is the other co-owner in Sydney. And she also owns the Oak Bay office of Departures Travel. And Eva, can you just fill us in a little bit about what you've been doing the last couple of months?
Last couple of years.
Well, no, last couple of months.
Couple of months. Well, last couple of months I've been working from my home, just like many of us have been doing. But you know, it's been a wonderful experience to go through this whole COVID process. I have to agree, it kind of resets and rebalances everything. Last week I went fishing on the west coast of the island. That was great. I'm from the island, so that was a really nice trip down memory lane for me. And it's actually how I started my entire cruising career, was on BC ferries from Port Hardy to Prince Rupert. Long time ago.
I think Azamara is slightly different than that, but yeah. So Eva, if you would love to share your screen and start us off on our journey with Azamara, that would be fantastic.
I will for sure. So let me know when you can see everything okay. I just want to make it full screen for you. There, can you see everything okay?
Getting there, just have a little black box.
There, that should do it. Everything good?
Better, yeah.
Great. Okay. So yeah, thanks, Kathy. It has been a long time. And, you know, both of you are such dear friends and you're such passionate professionals in this industry. And, you know, as suppliers, we really thank you for your dedication and your passion for this industry all the way around. I mean, we are in unprecedented times, but, you know, I know that we will come out through all of this stronger than ever before. I, for one, am looking forward to not using words like unprecedented or our new normal or social distancing, but in due time. So I just wanted to talk about that due time because, as you know, around the globe right now, mandated by the Center for Disease Control and the World Health Organization, we are on a full stop of sail. All ships around the world. There are a few smatterings of ones that are going to be starting up this month and next month as countries start to open, but very proud to work for Royal Caribbean Corporation because, you know, as leaders in this industry, we've partnered up with another incredibly strong leader, and that's Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings, to come up with something called a Healthy Sail Panel. So for all of you who are cruisers and looking forward to cruising again, know that we are setting an amazing standard between our two large companies that all cruise lines will follow. And, you know, our health and welfare of our guests and our crew are utmost and paramount at the top of the line. And just to put things in perspective, last year alone, there was 30 million people, 30 million that cruised. Less than 1% got sick. So, you know, you put things into perspective that way. Having cruise lines that have to meet such strict guidelines with the Center for Disease Control and the World Health Organization, and now taking that bar even higher, it's going to be pretty amazing when we launch again. And rest assured, you will be in very, very good hands once we have all of those mandates set. So it's exciting stuff. So stay tuned for that. In this Healthy Sail Panel, we will far exceed anything that has been set for us. So it's amazing. So I don't know, Kathy, if there's some people, or Kathy's, I should say, some of the folks that are listening in that have sailed with Azamara before, but we are a really, really special little cruise line. I come from a cruise background, but then, as you said, I went to river for a long time, then luxury land, then expedition. And the one thing I love about all companies and all things travel is just having that time to really connect where we travel to. It's with people and cultures, even with myself, my family, my fellow travelers. And so when you find companies like Azamara that really spend time in port, it really does make a huge difference, because for us, that's all about destination immersion. And I love that Azamara ticks every single one of those boxes. So we are a company that's really known for our longer stays in port. A late night stay for us is anything after 8 p.m. And then we do a lot of overnights, sometimes 1-2 nights in one port, and we offer night touring. So for us, it's a very slow, relaxed way to cruise, like having your own beautiful 4-star, 5-star boutique hotel, like a European opulent hotel floating with you as we travel the world. And we go to all 7 continents, which is pretty cool. So right now we're on a full sail stop, but once we do start sailing, we do travel the world. We go to all 7 continents. We visit hundreds and hundreds of countries around the world. But really is our mandate to find those off the beaten little paths, those ports that are hidden. We anchor off tiny little islands in places like Greece, because that test is really important. We do definitely want to tick off the iconic big cities like Tokyo in Japan, but we also want to get into those hidden little ports of call, because that's what our clients absolutely love. It's really important to us. We are so known for our late nights and overnights, and this is kind of a personal slide for me, and it's really what captures the essence of what Azamara is about. So instead of going through the nuts and bolts of hardware and things like that, this slide for me and the next several really showcase what Azamara does. So that's my daughter and husband last year when we did the Amalfi and Dalmatian coast. And we stayed overnight in Venice for 2 nights, and we're at the St. Basilio dock, which is within walking distance of St. Mark's. So I know, Kathy, you've been there when you know Venice is at its prime and it's so busy. There's thousands and thousands of people. But you know, when you walk there at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night, it's quiet. It's outstanding. And that's what we were able to kind of take my daughter. We could take her on a gondola ride without a big long line. We went to Burano and Murano the next day because we had our floating hotel right there. When we went to the Bordeaux region, which is the next shot of wine, we were there for 2 full days again, giving us enough time to really explore into the wine region of France and into the Bordeaux region, which is so well known for just sitting and taking time. And that's really what I love. The next shot of me in Dublin, and again, it's an overnight. This is with a longtime friend of mine that I've known from university. And, you know, we did so much. We explored Dublin by bike. We rode on the Grand Canal. We went shopping on Grafton Street. We went to Kilkenny. We whiskey tasted it, and then went to the pub at night and had dinner. Again, our ship is right there in Dublin. And we do this time and time again on Azamara. And to me, that's about connection, having all of those late nights and overnights. And the reason we're able to do this as well is because not only do we allow our clients to really have time, but it's about getting into those little tiny ports. You can see here a great shot of St. Petersburg on the upper left-hand side. And our ship is 3.5 blocks from the Hermitage. And we are there for 3 full days and 2 nights. Now, to visit St. Petersburg and have that time, I know it doesn't even get you into, you know, half of the Hermitage in 3 days, but it certainly is enough time to really feel like you're connecting to this incredible city. The next shot is of our ship, and there's only a handful of these ships. There's only 4 actually that are able to go up the Guadalquivir River to get you all the way into Seville, Spain. That is no easy feat. You can see there, we just squeak through. Most of the other ships park about 3 hours off the coast, and it's a 3-hour transfer into Seville. So you can imagine the ship arrives at 6, they get there at 9, 10 in the afternoon or morning, and then they're gone by 4 o'clock. We can't visit Seville like that.
I'll have to believe you. I'll have to believe you, Eva.
Yeah, right. You were supposed to come. We were supposed to go.
In April. Oh my God.
The captain, he loves this particular part of the trip because they sail 70 miles up the river. The very last mile, they turn the ship, Kathy, 180 degrees, and they back it in.
Wow.
How crazy is that,
That
right?
is amazing.
And then same thing in Monte Carlo. It looks like, you know, we're just a little bit bigger than some of the yachts there. So that's really important to us. Look at this shot of us in Marseille, right? So when I say we are in the heart of a city, we really are. We just pull up like it's your own private yacht. It's fantastic, right? Look at these shots. So not only the big iconic cities and ports like Bangkok and Seville and Marseille and places like that, but we also are able to maneuver our ships into some beautiful natural wonders of the world. So this is the Troll Fjord in Norway. It's 110 miles of incredible fjords as our ship meanders through. Oftentimes it's very narrow, but again, just outstanding scenery that is so beautiful. So this is really what I love about Azamara. Our ships are purposely built to cross the big oceans and then get us into these tiny little hidden ports of call and into iconic cities as well. So it's really special. So here's some of the other rivers that we go to. You know, right into Bangkok, right into Brisbane, right into Sydney, right into London. We go under the Tower Bridge, right up the Thames. Another shot of another iconic city, Trondheim in Norway. So again, it's that beauty of having your floating hotel right there. You can tour all morning, you go back, grab lunch, great glass of wine, maybe a nap, a sweater, reload up whatever you want to have, extra cameras, and then you're back out for an evening tour or some night touring. It's pretty special. And then, of course, we are very well known for Amazing Evenings. These are cultural evenings that take place in iconic cities around the world because we really want our guests to experience the best of what each and every country has to offer. So these are bespoke events. They take place on our cruises in normally a city where we're an overnight or a late night. And it'll be a cultural evening that showcases the best of that country, like the three tenors in Italy or an incredible cellist in Dubrovnik, like we experienced last time. It will change a little bit from COVID, so stay tuned on that because we can't have all of our passengers in one small area the way that the guidelines are set right now, but we certainly want to keep to the integrity of what makes us so special as a company that way. This is my favorite.
Amazing.
Yeah, I love that word. It's something that's coined with Azamara. We actually say it's an Amazing evening, so you'll hear that sort of buzz term all the time. This is our white night, or our evening under the stars, as we call it. And the picture on the left is my daughter and my mother-in-law, and we had our white night. And basically, a white night, our evening under the stars, is when everybody dresses in white. We throw a big party on the ship. The chefs all showcase what they do the best. The Prosecco and wines are all pouring. Everybody dresses in a light color. It's really fun, lots of dancing. Ours was in Montenegro last year, and this is the shot that you see on the left-hand side. And I love this because our ship is right there. You can see it. There is the landscape of Montenegro. But as the lights went down, you can't really see it in my photo, but there are beautiful monasteries set in on that rock cliff in behind us. And as the lights went down, we could hear the monks starting to sing as the monasteries all lit up with the staircases. It was magical.
Beautiful.
Isn't that beautiful? Like those are those moments that you just take your breath away, right? That's the reason we travel. So our fleet, I know there are some of your viewers and clients that got an opportunity to visit the beautiful Azamara Quest this last summer while she was in the Port of Victoria at Ogden Point there as we went to Alaska. But we have three identical sisters. There they are, the Azamara Journey, Quest, and Pursuit. They each hold a maximum of 700 clients. Typically, we sail with 650 only. So we know that most clients that have sailed previously, either river cruising or expedition type ship, they're looking for another cruise that sits under that 1,200 passenger mark, and we certainly do, right? We're only 650 clients. These are beautiful ships with a 408 top tier crew on board. And I can tell you, these are very, very special little ships. But if you're not familiar with an Azamara ship, they truly are that boutique hotel at sea. The service is amazing. Our ships are incredible on board, but there's this sort of casual feeling, if you know what I mean. When I started in the cruise industry, it was the days of, Princess and the Love Boat and great big suitcases full of formal wear and captain's dinners. Remember all those? Mm-hmm. That's not what we're about anymore. It's really having that feeling that you have your own private yacht with you, or you're at a great friend's place for a glass of wine and we're just having going from port to port, and an amazing crew that serves you. And if you're not familiar with the size of our ship, we are part of the Royal Caribbean family. So Royal Caribbean owns Royal Caribbean ships, Celebrity, Silver Sea, and then of course Azamara. So here's one of the beautiful Harmony of the Seas. It's a royal ship. She holds about 6,000 passengers, and our beautiful Azamara Pursuit docked right next to her. So a little sister and a big, big sister. So I put this slide up just so you can see the scope of size, because it really does make a difference, right? When you see her up to next to a great big ship. So the royal ship, that's the destination. Lots of fun things to do on board. Azamara, it's all about where we go.
Great.
The destination or the country is what we're focused on. And right now, our 3 ships, they're all neatly parked in Glasgow, Scotland. So there they all are. That shot was taken last week by one of our captains, Captain Carl. And our 3 ships there, again, because of size, we're very easily able to redeploy them according to where we're going to sail. So they're waiting their marching orders. So when we get the green go and the gates open, and they are sitting in Scotland right now very easily to be able to be redeployed anywhere in Europe or the Med. So that's where they all are. The one really great thing about Azamara, I know we have talked about this a lot, is the inclusivity that we have on board. So our value for what we offer is really incredible. I know for me, when I travel, I get frustrated if I have to constantly think in different currencies, or how to tip somebody here or there, or what am I signing for when somebody presents me with a bill. With Azamara, we basically include everything on board. The only thing we don't include is our shore excursions. We are priced in Canadian dollars, very, very reasonable for what we offer. And it's great because our gratuities. We include food and beverages. So that is standard spirits, beers, and wines on all the bars and all the decks. Those cultural evenings, we have great enrichment lectures. We're partners with the World Wildlife Federation. We bring on cultural speakers. The Oz Amazing Evening, the White Nights, those are always all included. Shuttle services to and from ports. That's wonderful. When you're going to places like Estonia, that's a walled city that you have to kind of maneuver to get in. When you have a shuttle, you just walk on and it whisks you there. It really does make a difference. And then concierge services as well. And I just want to talk about that a minute, because, sometimes when you travel, even my husband or myself will get a little tired of sort of touring and cruising and all that stuff. And you just want to take a half a day to sip a wine or a Prosecco or a cold glass of iced tea or lemonade on a great boardwalk of a little town, or you want to walk around and do some shopping. Every single one of our ports, we bring on a member of the tourist community there. Usually it's a member of sort of what we would call a chamber. And they're there with walking maps or, the hop on, hop off. And they provide them there for you. You can do this hike or this running route or this walking. This is great for shopping. This is great for food. These are the hidden local gems. And I love that. So again, it's like having that little boutique hotel with you. This is I'm going to just show a couple of shots of what our ships are like. And again, they're all 3 triplets, so all identical. This is what the pool deck is like. And I love it about Azamara. You never have to go and put your pool towel out at 6:30 in the morning to hold it. It's nothing like that. You just lots of space. The chairs are there, beautiful walking, running deck around, 2 Thermalasa hot tub pools. That's a salt water pool in the middle. Our staff is so gracious. They'll pick up your sunglasses and they'll just clean them for you and set them back down on your little stool there, and then continue on their way. It's little touches like that that make all the difference in the world. It's fabulous. This is a shot I love. All 3 of our ships share this sort of similar vista that you see there. Our 3 ships are original Renaissance ships from the Renaissance era. And they capture the essence of these beautiful Renaissance design that we had on the ships. They've all been completely reimagined or redone top to toe. So they have a very contemporary, light Italian feel to them. Lots of gorgeous leather, a little bit of the Scandinavian feel almost. But I love when the architects went in they still captured the essence of that Romanesque era of that Renaissance that you see here. So these 3 staircases on all 3 of our ships were preserved, and I love that. Even in the library, there's the stained glass ceiling, again from the Renaissance style of our ships. So I love that people can still recognize those. This is the Mosaic Cafe. This is where they have specialty coffees. You can get a nice little light quiche in the morning if you want to venture out nice and early. Cappuccinos, lattes. This is where high tea is served. We have an incredible chocolate buffet that takes place here. So this is one of my favorite spots. It's great just to curl up with a great cup of chamomile in the evening and read a book as well. The living room is kind of the heart and soul of the ship in the evening, and this is where everybody gathers after their busy day. We have wine pairings here, chef's table. We do tapas from wherever we are in the world every night from 4 to 6 o'clock, so you can sample all kinds of incredible tapas. It's a great bar. I guess, again, all our standard spirits, beers, and wines are all included, so you can grab a gin and tonic. And you can listen to enrichment lectures, some great jazz that takes place. And just connect with your fellow travelers. So it's a really great place on the ship just to relax after a busy day. And dance floor, Kathy, we're gonna go up in there and dance. This is our main dining room called Discoveries. And I love this about Azamara. You know, I know your team is fantastic, both of you, but your clients don't have to go to them to say, can you get me on an early seating or late seating? We're all open seating in Discoveries and our other common venues. So again, in each one of our dining venues has their own bar. So you can meet in the bar area, then you walk up to the maitre d' and say, I'd like a table of 2 or a table of 10, and they whisk you in and they seat you. And I can tell you our food on board is fantastic. It's one of the things that we don't sort of put our feathers in a hat enough of, but our food and wine is unbelievable on board. It's so, so good. So speaking of food, this is one of our 2 specialty restaurants. This is Prime C, the steakhouse. It's my favorite spot on the ship. And this is not like a keg steakhouse, not that there's anything wrong with the keg, but this is a level up from that. This is where you would get Chateaubriand and, you know, steak tartare as appetizers. And it is so mouth-watering good. They've got a fine wine selection here. There's a small surcharge to get into Prime C. If you are not in the suites, but Kathy, I will always throw that in for your clients. You just have to reach out to me for an email, via email, and I'll make sure that they get an opportunity to try some of our specialty. It's my gift to you.
Thank you, Eva.
You're welcome. And here's Aquilina. This is our Italian seafood. So this is another specialty and fabulous again. All homemade pastas, mouth-watering. It's so delicious in here. And this is what our rooms look like on Azamara. And with Azamara, we win a lot of awards for our design of our suites and our rooms. The Club Spa suites are my favorite. There's only a couple of those on the ship, but they are spacious, they're luxurious, they are gorgeous. And then we have Club Ocean suites. Club Continents is like our entry-level baby suites. I sailed on one of these last fall. They're fantastic. That's a king-size bed. You get a butler, you get a bar with it, great big open veranda, massive bathrooms. They are fantastic. And then these subtle, elegant touches that just sort of throw it over up to the top of that luxury line, but even though we're still considered an upper premium. And then we have lots of verandas on board. That's our standard room, beautiful balcony, smaller than the Club Continent, smaller bathrooms, but certainly very, very comfortable. And then we also have ocean view and insides as well. You know, we're not in it for the awards, but we certainly win a lot of them, and we're up for another couple more this coming year. So it's really fantastic to see that our little brand is getting recognized for doing something so special and unique when we're out there. And really it's all about destination. We try not to be anything other than that. We really just want to immerse in deep and spend a lot of time in ports. For those of you who have cruised with us, you know, these folks on the screen right now are pretty special. This is our marine team. So that's all our captains on the top, the hotel managers in the middle, and then our entertainment and cruise directors down below. And I can tell you, of all of the cruises I've been on, I have never experienced a captain and crew like what you see there. It's not like your standard cruise where you will never see the captains. They will be continually interacting with our guests and our clients. They meet them at meals. You will see them all the time. They're at the bottom of the gangways, welcome you to come onto a hike with them. They'll share a recipe or a story. They're fantastic. And then, you know, the lower line there with our cruise directors, Eric, the one second to the right, he's Canadian. He's from Toronto, and I believe he's going to be the guest speaker at our ensemble event that's taking place next week. So hopefully you'll get a chance to see him there. But they are all amazing, and they do such a great job on making our guests really feel like family. So I wanted to talk a little bit about what makes Azamara unique. And you've heard me say it again and again, it's about destination immersion. This is a great example of what we do. So when I say we hug the coastlines of the world, we really do. This is our Greece intensive, and I love this one because look at the different ports that we go to. You know, Volos and Mykonos, Santorini, Rhodes, Ephesus, you know, into Kudashi and Patmos and Kavla. A lot of other ships will go to those big ports like Mykonos and Ephesus and Santorini, but they won't get into those little ones. And this is a 12-night voyage. It's 11 ports, 5 late nights. So if you remember, it's anything past 8 p.m. and an overnight, and it's Athens round trip. So amazing. So when you look here, I've just kind of broken it down a little bit more. You know, when we go into Volos, it's such an incredibly natural, beautiful hilltop type of town. There's monasteries perched on these precariously on these top of these hills. It's so outstanding, and we're there for an entire day. Like Kavla, the other one, I think it's the 4th port down or 5th port down. This dates all the way back from 365 BC. It's literally like a city rising from the sea. It's so rich in antiquity. So if you love history, it's from the Byzantine and the Macedonian era. It's incredible. And then the tiny little island of Patmos, we anchor there. The captain even turns the ship at sunset so everybody can see it. It's beautiful. And this is apparently where the new book of the Testament was written. Again, just incredible time in port. Ephesus, of course, we know, you know, was the 2nd largest city in the Roman Empire at one time. And oh, so beautiful, so rich in history and roads, and then, you know, it goes on and on. So this is really what Azamara is about, really connecting you to these destinations. This is our most popular one for 2021. It's the Black Sea. And look at where we go. Greece, Turkey, Bulgaria, Romania, Ukraine, Russia, Georgia, Turkey, overnight in Istanbul. Incredible. Again, giving you lots of time in different parts of the world. So it's fantastic. I put this one in because remember that shot where we were supposed to go into Seville? This was the one that Kathy Larson and I were supposed to do last April.
It
So
looks very
nights.
familiar.
Oh, I know, 5 late nights because 2 of those are up in Seville, 3 full days, and then 3 overnights, Barcelona to Lisbon, skirts along that southern coastline. We will get there, Kathy. We will get there because I really want to do this one.
I think I see tears in Kathy Larson's eyes.
I think we celebrated with some, you know, we were like trying to drown out our sorrows with some Spanish recipes and some cocktails, but yeah, we will get there. But oh, you know, my point was that only very few of us actually go into Seville, which is pretty special.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the Baltic in St. Petersburg, and I popped up your logo, Kathy. I know this is not exactly the same itinerary as the one that we have on your women's travel, but this one is very, very close. So again, 12 nights, a late night, and 5 overnights. Yours would be the same. The reason being is we spend 3 full days, 2 overnights in St. Petersburg. And that's so special. And we're only less than 4 blocks from the Hermitage. So again, giving you that time, and you know, and here you go into colorful Copenhagen and amazing Stockholm, and right inside of history, and it's so culturally rich in St. Petersburg. This is where our Amazing Evening will be as well. It takes place right in the center square. It's unbelievable, an amazing, amazing voyage. So lucky all of your clients that get to travel with you on this one. I wish I was one. Croatia, this is so popular. If you have not been, please go. I did this last summer. Unbelievable voyage. Croatia has grown so much since, you know, their political uprising and just literally a rip apart of the former Yugoslavia in the latter part of the 1990s. And they have rebuilt into these 5 separate countries. And I can tell you, they are unbelievable. They're such a warm, generous, welcoming part of the world. That whole coastline is so beautiful. And, you know, they've got Italy, France, Spain, all of these incredible influences in their food. They produce the most amazing wines. They are so hospitable and welcoming. And in some places, like even on when you're walking through Dubrovnik, it looks like you're kind of walking back in time. It's outstanding. Hvar and Zadar were a couple of my favorite ports. You know, the ship was parked right there. We would just jump off the dock, interact with the locals. We were swimming. It was so good. The food was unbelievable. So speaking of food, this is one of the day trips that we did to an oyster farm. These are so good. I mean, I came from the island. I live, you know, outside of Vancouver. We all know what tasty oysters are like. You know, we're familiar with the Fanny Bay ones and all the good Salt Spring Island oysters. These are delicious. These are a round green oyster, and they produce the most sweet meat. And it was such an amazing day to go and harvest these oysters. And then it was a cooking class. We made homemade pastas, put all the oysters and shellfish that we got, and then a homemade wine. It was an unbelievable day. So really, really the essence of what Croatia is like. And it's fabulous. I can tell you have to go. Norway, again, one of my favorite voyages. And I love this one because it goes all the way up to the North Cape. So we're super close to that Lapland border. And then we come all the way back down. And Norway is just such a gorgeous coastline. And we get into, you know, that Troll Fjord that I was talking about earlier. Just beautiful. It goes into Bergen, all those beautiful cities that you hear so much about. And then in, you know, Copenhagen and Southampton as well. So London, it's great. And then who does not love Italy? I'll go back to Italy any time, any place, any day, I love Italy. I love the rolling hills of Italy. I love the people. I love the cypress trees, the hilltop towns. I love that it feels like you're going back in centuries when you go into some of these places. I love the diversity from the north to the south. And I love the passion of everything that people put into. And that's what keeps me coming back. And I've been several times now, but you know, from the north to the south, this whole coastline is absolutely gorgeous. So this is an example of our Italy intensive. And I love that we pop into Montenegro on this one. And Scotland, very popular. We love Scotland, Ireland, any of those places with Azamara because we can really get in close into those tiny little ports of call like Oban. It's so wonderful to be able to go in and then have that time in Dublin as well. So this has got 2 overnights and 6 late nights. And the thing I like about these, a lot of our clients will put them back to back. So they'll do a Scotland with an Ireland intensive or a Scotland with the Iceland intensive because this one ends in Dublin, but the next one will start in Dublin, like the Ireland intensive. So you could do Scotland and Ireland and make it an amazing 24-day trip. So you can see here, again, this is the one that I did. I've got my picture there. And you've got so much time to explore. It's really great. And it pretty much circumnavigates the entire island. So it's fantastic. Really a really amazing trip. And then Iceland. Have you guys been to Iceland? Either one of you, Kathy's? Have you guys gone?
Not yet.
No,
you gotta go. You gotta go. It's the best of Norway and Holland meld, put together. It looks like the Dutch and the Norwegians. They're tall, they're beautiful, they're such proud people, and it really looks like it's right out of the Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings. The scenery is stunning. The colors are so vivid. It's very expensive, so the best way to do it is by ship because you get into all those amazing places by ship. It's a great way to do it. I got to tell you, the reason I popped this picture of this horse here, this is an Icelandic horse. They are so proud, the Icelandic people, of their sheep and their horses and maintaining the heritage and the culture and the lineage, that if one of these horses goes off the island for a horse show or breeding, it's never allowed back to Iceland. That's how pure they want to keep everything there. It's unbelievable. And to kind of preserve that lineage and the heritage and everything they do, from the sheep, their traditions, their cultures, their food, it's unbelievable. I have the most gorgeous wool blanket on my couch from Iceland. And every time I wrap myself in it, I have such fond memories of my trip there. It was unbelievable. Absolutely a must go back to see. And then we do some really unique ones like Japan, right? So April, this is right around cherry blossom time. We think Japan will be one of those ports that'll open fairly early because there's a lot of pressure because of the Olympics. So amazing one. And this one pops into South Korea. But again, diversity, culture, cities, history, awesome. And then springtime in the Men Grand Prix. A lot of people like this because of the Drive to Survive that's on Netflix right now, where it showcases all the Formula One drivers from when they become kart drivers all the way up to being sponsored by Ferrari or McLaren. And then when you see these drivers actually do their craft behind the wheel, it's pretty incredible. So we do the Grand Prix, the French Grand Prix, and the Monaco Grand Prix. So I threw one of those up there for you. And of course, we are partners with Perry Golf. So we include things like the 150th British Open at St. Andrews. You pay 6 rounds of amazing golf, get a chance to see the Open, and then plus enjoy an incredible voyage through the British Isles. So those are all my favorites. So as I sort of wrap up, you know, why Azamara and that destination-focused cruising? It's smaller ships, it's less passengers. It's all about those longer stays, more overnights and night touring. And we know that, you know, we like when we can slow life down. It's a very relaxing way to cruise. It really is not like a cruise at all. It's that personal attention that's super warm and attentive by our crew and marine staff. They are amazing. They really make you feel like family. And then the value is there because we include all of those things on board. And with the Azamara, there's no long lines or crowds. So if you like that river cruising concept where you just walk off the ship and you're in the heart of a beautiful European city and no lines for dining rooms or things like that, you will love Azamara because it's the same thing. And then we dock right in the center of city centers or those hidden harbors, those natural wonders. We get right in there because of who we are, part of that royal family. So a little bit of buying power into some of these great ports, but also because of our size. We are able to do this because of the way that our ships are built and the way that we are able to maneuver them through. And then I love that you leave the formal wear at home. It's casual, it's comfortable, it's a club-like environment. And then we always have the unexpected that completely surprises and delights our guests, always, always. So I wanted to wrap up with that. And I also wanted just to remind you, we have an amazing event taking place next week, which is the 28th at 6:30. And we'll have a virtual event and we'll have some special guests like our captains and great people like that.
Thank you, Eva. That looks great. And we do want to remind everyone that for the event on the 28th, that they do have to pre-register to get the promotions that are going to be presented that evening. So if you have any inkling of wanting to sail with Azamara for the future, you would want to give us a call and we will register you for the event. And because you don't want to miss out on these
no, they're good.
pricings.
They're really, really good. Great way to experience Azamara. We've got some wonderful promotions happening.
Yeah, and I love that you have that healthy sail panel. I think one of the first ones to come out with something so involved. And I think that you've got a panel of really distinguished doctors and heads of different companies that have all come together and really going to make it possible for people to feel confident moving forward. You know, even though cruising did get a bad rap, and as you said, is probably 1% of the people were sadly affected, but moving forward, I think it's a really good thing. You know, it has given us a reset.
Yeah, we never had any COVID cases on any of our Azamara ships or any of our fleet, so that was pretty remarkable. But that sail panel, these are the head of, you know, their state senators, their CDCs, their doctors, infectious diseases experts, and then also, yes, the whole medical team is impressive, but they also have things like, okay, what happens, you know, nobody wants to be stranded at sea. So where are going to be the safe ports around the world that we can still get our ships back in if something happens, get them to fly? We've learned so much. You know, the industry as a whole is going to be, it's a great time to hit the restart button and just improve on making things better. You know, what are we going to take out and what are we going to improve on? Yeah, so it's pretty impressive. Yep.
Well, I think it's fantastic. So I think the hardest decision is which one to do first. So.
Yeah, right? The Spain intensive.
Yeah.
Or Greece.
Yeah, exactly. So the 28th at 6:30, But give us a call. Give us a call to pre-register. We'll get you on that event, which will be really fun. And I think you've got lots of surprises. You haven't told us what's in store, but we'd like to thank you very, very much for joining us tonight, Eva. That was fantastic to see Azamara, and I can't wait to experience it.
Yeah, we can't wait to welcome you all back on board.
It will
Thanks,
be a beautiful
my friend.
day.
Yeah, we're wishing you that too. Anyway, I'm going to say goodbye. I'm in one of my Azamara suites here. It's not my home office. It's just my backdrop. But from my Azamara home to all of yours, thanks so much for joining
Thanks again,
me.
Eva.
For having
Thanks
me,
everybody
guys.
for joining us today.
Thanks,
See you
Eva.
later.